All right, Sunday evening, folks. It's Monday market report time featuring Sean with BlueRidgeSilverhound. Hopefully, you guys are having a great weekend. And this is the report ending June 18th, 2023. So we're beyond the halfway point. We're getting close to summer. We're a few days away. Are we going to see an anticipated slowdown? I keep asking that every single time. And I think what I'm really fishing for from a lot of you is, are you changing anything differently this year than you have the last few years? Are you starting to slow down buying coins or even doing anything with the hobby? Are you doing something else? I would love to hear what you guys are doing as a way of kind of keeping track if maybe I might be right or wrong here when it comes to determining and gauging the market interest. Because up to this point, there hasn't really been a slowdown. The market is continuing to forge forward with some pretty strong sales. This week is kind of a monster. There's a few coins that I have never covered in the 6-7 years that I've done the Monday market report. So it's going to be very interesting to get to those coins. Kind of like my quick reaction to a few of them. One coin that I know hasn't seen public sale in a fair amount of time. And as a matter of fact, I think the last sale of this particular coin was off the grid. It was done through forum pages, social media, things like that. And it was a long time ago. So, yeah, we're going to take a look at that and, analyze what we have there. But if this is your first time here, sorry, I should have said this from the get-go, but we talk about the most relevant post-1900 modern graded coins to have hit the market here in the last 7 days. We generally look at greatcollections.com. They have been the most consistent resource, probably by far the best auction house out there for data like this. So, they sell a lot of registry set material, a lot of those high-end, top graded coins that fulfill a certain trend right now in moderns. In addition to a lot of incredible type pieces, a lot of key dates, high grades, medium grades, low grades, you name it. We just cover the whole spectrum here. But yeah, we also talk about those collector/investor level interest coins as well in this. So it's kind of a wide range of coins we talk about. They're all graded, of course. And yeah, again, very interesting week here this week. Just to kind of throw this out there, again, I will be in Tulsa, Oklahoma on June 29th, 30th, and July 1st. We have the Northeast Oklahoma coin show / YouTube influencer kind of show as well. You're going to see a lot of the big time YouTubers on there, like myself, the live coin Q&A panel, Rob Finds Treasure, Silver Seeker, a lot of the bigger guys in the hobby, and it covers everything from numismatics to precious metals. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come on down, get to know us, have fun, chit chat, and that's why we're here. So we look forward to seeing a lot of you there. For more information about the event, check out midamericacoins.com. They are the organizers of this event. His name's Mike, and he has everything online through his website. So go ahead and check it out if you want more details. So yeah, a pretty substantial list. We have 20 lots to talk about, so I figure we'll just go ahead and jump right in. And sorry to keep you guys waiting. So yeah, this is the first time we've covered this coin. I mean, understandably, it's barely a year old. But yes, registry sets have hit the super ultra modern today market. 2022 Lincoln Shield Cent. This is a Denver minted coin. And this is so far the top grade of such a coin at Mid-State 68 Red through PCGS. Of course, this fits in only one particular criteria, and that's going to be Lincoln Cent registries. So this one right here kind of set the bar really high, and you guys are not going to believe this realized sale at $2,784.38. It's kind of a strange world to be in when a coin that's barely a year old, that's made and intended for general circulation, sells for nearly $2,800. So pretty wild coin, but I'm probably not at all surprised considering the trend of this registry. The next one that we have here, yeah, sure, it's another top graded coin, 1995 Lincoln Memorial Cent, one of my favorite varieties. This is the doubled die obverse FS101 type. And NGC actually graded this one as Mid-State 69 red. So it's a very top-end, high-echelon, high-powered coin. Even in an NGC holder, 69 is such a gauntlet of a grade that, there's not too many out there that fulfills that. So this one ended up selling for $1,307.25. Again, a very beautiful looking coin. My thoughts of whether or not this will cross over to PCGS, I really don't know, to be honest with you. Part of me says no. I think in PCGS holder, this might be a 68, which might diminish the value a hair, but not too much. So the next number of coins are incredibly major. They have major registry set ramifications. And all of a sudden, they came out of the woodwork here this week. I didn't even cover all of them. So we have a 1989D. Again, a date that you wouldn't normally associate with being something that's worth, thousands of dollars. But surely enough, this one is here. And the amount of money that's being thrown at these coins is ridiculous. I mean, it's borderline stupid. I'll just say that. So this one right here is a PCGS Mid-State 69 red. That's a top pop grade. There's only a few known at this grade level. And this one ended up selling for $9,281.25. I want you to let that soak in. That is such a huge number for this coin. When if you took that money, you could buy 4 graded double eagles right now for that same amount of money. Again, we're talking like apples and oranges here, but the value, the price, the amount of money involved, it's polarizing because this coin is polarizing, and the amount of money, it's almost $10,000, folks. And that just shows you the power of the registry set system today. And the likelihood that it will wane or lose popularity anytime soon, probably not. We also have this one here. Yeah, you guessed it. Registry set 1986D. As if Denver minted 1980s Lincolns. There hasn't been enough to hit the market. They all kind of like dogpiled onto this week in June. This one also a Mid-State 69 red by PCGS. And, $6,187.50 was the final sale price on this coin this evening. Now, the next couple coins are certainly huge, but they're here for other reasons other than registry sets. Sure, you can make the argument that these do fit in there because with a Lincoln Cent registry, there are subsets that are included in there as, more of a completionist of the registry set Lincoln Cent series will probably end up getting this anyways. So this is the infamous well-known double-die reverse FS801, I believe is what the Cherry Picker's Guide attribution is. NGC grades this one as a Mid-State 68 red. Take a look at the very strong doubling around the clock. It is powerful on 1 cent, the word United, but it's all over the place. Again, we're not trying to make any concessions here. This is just one of the big major varieties, and it's gotten a whole lot popular since the pandemic. These coins have risen quite a bit in value, at least 30% in just 4 years. So this one right here ended up selling for $4,050. And what's crazy is it's an NGC graded coin. If it was PCGS, we're probably talking double the price because it's a lot more associated value with that particular brand of label than NGC. The next one that we have here, a first timer. And I want you guys to keep an eye out for this because there's got to be at least a few more out there. This is the coin that I alluded to in which there hasn't been any marquee public sale in God knows how long. I mean, we're talking turn of the century. It's been about 23 years since anyone has heard of the 1983. This is what they call the die damage reverse cut combo. So yeah, this is what the coin looked like, and it's actually an attributed variety through the cherry picker guide system. It's an FS401. That's the catalog number for it. But you can see that large cut there on the reverse that's covering 1 cent, and then you see the various die damage particular areas on the obverse. You know, you can see part of Liberty there right above the date, and then that thing over there on Liberty. But again, the coin is not in particularly phenomenal shape. I mean, it is a mid-state 62 red-brown, but it's got carbon spots all over the place. And folks, we are looking at a copper-coated zinc coin. So, you know, this could be problematic, you know, a decade from now, 2 decades, really hard to say. It's almost like a ticking time bomb, but you gotta understand, there's only so few of these out there in existence. I firmly believe that the US Mint caught this one early, and as a result, they changed out those dies in quick fashion. This one here sold for $8,780.62, which is a pretty nice payday for anyone that comes across this coin. Again, that reverse cut is going to be kind of that main attribution that you're going to look for on this coin. Now, I'm not saying that this is going back to normal, but this is a 1981. Mid-State 68 red is the grade on here. Yeah, you read that right. Again, it's registry set driven, and there's no other place that this will go to as an investor or a kind of like collector of high-end coins that's not associated with a registry set. I would probably avoid coins like this. But that notwithstanding, this one sold for $4,893.75. Just in Lincoln Cents this week, we have seen over $40,000 in total sales between the 7 coins that were highlighted here today. And they're all newer than 1980. That's the remarkable part. So again, let that soak in. There's a lot of data here to kind of unwrap. And it's thought-provoking, to say the least. All right, so now we're into nickels. We do have quite a few nickels here. 1958 Jefferson nickel. This is a proof coin, by the way. And as we all know, 1950s and 1960s, I would say you could lump that in there. These are 2 decades that suffered mightily in quality, even on proof coins. What do I mean by that? Well, these particular dies were specially prepared to strike up coins of really nice quality, and a part of that was the heavy sandblast action on all the devices that when it strikes a coin, it's going to give off some of the most remarkable frosting that you'll ever find. And that's how they were intended to be made. They're a presentation piece for collectors. So after a while, they didn't really maintain the dies as favorably as they could for a proof coin, and therefore a lot of that frosting eventually flattened out to the point where it's almost missing. Like, you'll look at a non-cameo coin and it's like completely mirrored out, even on the devices. So deep cameo coins like this one, certainly scarce. Proof 67 DCAM, again, this is a coin that stems from a set that you could buy today for about $30 to $35. So there is some affordability here. It's just going to be a matter of searching through quantity to find this coin or any other deep cameo coin from that set. So this one right here, I'm happy to announce that it did sell for $1,631.25. We do have a couple war nickels, okay, our favorite silvers during this series. Always make an appearance every week because they're a popular, well-collected favorite due to their, different composition. That 35% silver and manganese alloy is just, it puts off some really good vibes, and you get some really nice toning on these. All right, so we have this one here that has a nice kind of like mellow pastel colors to it, 1945D. This one grades mid-state 68 full steps through PCGS, and this one sold for $3,212.54. And there is also this one here as well. However, this is a well-known variety. This is the doubled die obverse. It's shown in old attribution number FS029, which they've since converted over to a standardized catalog system. But this one has some pretty phenomenal doubling on the obverse and Liberty and the date and things like that. This is not the overdate, by the way. This is not the 3/2. So I just want to let you guys know that's not the case here. So this particular one is a Mint State 67 through NGC, so a much older graded coin. You can tell it doesn't have full steps. And it sold for $1,131.75. And here is probably the biggest variety of the series, the doubled Monticello on a 1939 Jefferson nickel. This is, they call it the reverse of 1940, which I believe most of them are, if not all of them. FS801 on the label. NGC has this one at Mint State 68. And there are full steps versions of this coin that do exist. And those are really the breadwinner of the grading of these coins. If you could find one with full steps, that's where it's at. So this one sold for $4,106.25. And we do have a couple Buffaloes. How about 37S? Nothing too crazy here. This is one of the more high minted coins. Again, the S Mint shouldn't fool you here because there are plenty to fulfill demand even in mid-state condition. But however, mid-state 67 plus is a pretty big grading bomb. All right, it's really big. So as a result, this one ended up selling for $4,162.50. A really nice coin. And a 35D, again, one that's not particularly rare, but this one suffers a little bit in quality luster. As far as date, 35Ds are just pretty much, they're kind of dog meat compared to some of the other 1930s coins that we've seen. However, Mid-State 67, can't argue there. That's a really big grade by PCGS. And this one sold for $3,825. And the final Buffalo nickel and nickel on today's MMR is this beautifully stunning 1913S. I don't believe we've talked about a Type 1 on our show before, but there you go. We have one there for you. For the first time in 6 years, a Type 1 reverse showing the Buffalo on a raised mound. So it's the older, first time around design where the 5 cents wore down really quickly on these. So that's why they modified it mid-year. PCGS Mid-State 67. Again, this is a registry set coin. And this one sold for $6,783.75. We got 3 dimes here to talk about. So not particularly the most attractive toned Roosevelt dime. But this is the type of original skin that gives this one a lot of protection. As long as the skin exists on a coin of this type, it'll still grade mid-state, and it protects the coin overall of its beautiful luster. Like, you could take this coin and dip it tomorrow, and you will probably have some of the best luster under that skin. So people love coins of a certain originality like this. It's a PCGS Mid-State 68 full bands, again, intended for a registry set. And this one sold for $1,896.75. Much better toning here. I like this targeted, more rainbowy kind of bullseye on both sides. It's evident. 1947 Philly, very high minted coin, but finding one that's high quality like this can be a challenge. Again, we're talking about another 68 grade here with full bands. And this one sold for $3,487.50. And we do have one Mercury, so why not talk about one that is incredibly high graded and also a very common date. 1943 is one of the highest minted Mercury dimes of the entire series. I believe there was over 100 million that were produced of this coin, so they're not particularly scarce, but again, we're talking about high quality here. Registry sets will want this. NGC Mid-State 68 with full bands. Again, another high-end Supreme type piece. And this one sold for $2,925. We're going to wrap things off here on the Monday Market Report with 3 quarters, and they're all beautiful. This is a tale of two coins here. They're the same coin, but I think if we were going to choose here, I'd prefer the toning of the reverse to be on the obverse and vice versa. And that's probably, the coin did sell for quite a bit of money, but as far as aesthetics and all that, I'd like to see it reversed. Nothing really you could do about it now. That's just kind of like my, I guess my thing when it comes to toning. It really does look like two different coins, but it's very original, very nice, and you have two different personalities here on this 1961. Again, a grade and a date that you don't typically associate with high-end rarities, but this one is purely because of the toning and the grade at Mid-State 67 Plus, even though it's in NGC plastic. This one sold for $2,362.50. We also have one of my favorite varieties. I love cherry picking for this, although I've never found one in mid-state condition before. 1950 D over S is one of the big over mint marks that you can look for. And that's all. Mid-State 65 is a great grade for this coin. It's also got a CAC green bean on there. And this one sold for $2,812.50. And the final coin of this week's MMR, we're just going to end it off on this scrub here, right? Because why not? 1927S Standing Liberty Quarters grow on trees. They're not the most attractive coin. Who am I kidding? It's a beautiful coin. And this is a PCGS Mid-State 66. Considering that it doesn't have full head, and still manages to sell for a little bit of money, is quite important. But, I think some of these mid-20s SLQs are quite tough to find with that full strike anyways. It's also got CAC green bean, but, this one sold for barely over $1,000. As a matter of fact, it only sold for $32,013. So, yeah, just a shade over $1,000. I would say it's just an okay coin to me. So, actually, who am I kidding? This thing is a monster. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this one. Sure was a lot of fun, kind of taking a look at a few new coins, a new couple coins in here that, I thought I would never talk about, especially that FS401 Lincoln. I keep seeing that in publications, and it's almost been kind of a fable to me. Like, this is the type of thing that you would read about in a fiction book. And, just like the unicorn or the phoenix came rising, and it's in my MMR for the first time. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys had fun. I did. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. That's going to wrap it up for this weekend. I'll see you guys here again next Sunday for another edition of the MMR. So I hope you guys have fun in this hobby, and you guys take care, and I'll see you on the next coin video. So long.